Welcome.
As a service coordinator or member of the risk management team at your regional center, your role is central to ensuring the safety and well-being of the individuals you support.
One of your key responsibilities is reviewing and responding to Special Incident Reports, or SIRs.
This video covers what needs to be reported, who must report, and why it matters, both for the people we serve and for statewide system improvement.
Why it's important. The purpose of special incident reporting is to identify and respond to incidents and prevent them from happening again. This not only helps the individual served who had the incident, but also helps reveal possible trends with a vendor or the service system. It could be a pattern of incidents with someone your regional center serves that shows they need something more or different. It could also show a problem or need with a vendor, the regional center, or statewide intellectual and developmental disabilities delivery system. It isn't about finding fault or assigning blame. SIR reporting is about risk management. To really manage risk, regional centers and DDS must know about all reportable events.
Who is required to report? According to Title 17, the following groups must report to the regional center. All vendors, including day activities, residential providers, supported living agencies, and transportation services. Long-term health care facilities, including skilled nursing facilities, intermediate care facilities, ICFs, congregate living health facilities, and adult day health care programs. Family home agencies, and financial management services, FMS providers. Vendors must make the report immediately, but no later than 24 hours after learning about an incident, and send a written report within 48 hours after learning of the incident via telephone, email, fax, or electronic submission. If regional center staff learn of a reportable incident that hasn't been reported by a vendor, that staff member must submit the special incident report. The only exceptions of vendors who are required to submit SIRs, parent vendors and individuals who are vendored to provide services to themselves. They are not required to report.
What must be reported? Here's what vendors and facilities are required to report. All vendors must report the death of an individual served, when an individual is the victim of a crime, anytime a mandated report of abuse or neglect is made to Adult Protective Services, Child Protective Services, law enforcement, or the Long-Term Care Ombudsman. They must report these 3 incidents anytime they learn about them, even if the individual was not receiving services and supports from the vendor at the time. Vendors must also report the following incidents if the event happened while the individual was receiving services or supports from a vendor or under vendored care. Any reasonably suspected abuse or neglect. Any serious injury or accident, including broken bones, head injuries, or medication errors. Reporting a person as missing to law enforcement. Unplanned hospitalizations for certain conditions. Extended emergency room stays for 5 days or more. Even if the vendor didn't witness the incident, if they learn about it and it occurred while the individual was under the care of a vendor, they must report it.
What about death, crime, and mandated abuse reporting? Some incidents must be reported no matter when or where they happened, even if the person wasn't under vendored care at the time. These include any death of an individual served, any time the person was the victim of a crime, and any time you have made a mandated report to report suspected abuse or neglect to APS, CPS, or law enforcement. These events trigger mandatory reporting duties, even if the person is not under vendored care.
What does under vendored care mean? An individual is considered under vendored care when a vendor was scheduled or designated in the IPP to provide services at the time, or a vendor is responsible for 24/7 support, even if staff weren't present at the time of the incident, or the incident occurred while the individual was receiving services from a vendor. This definition helps determine when a report is required and who must file it. It is important to note that supported living services and family home agency providers are responsible 24/7, even if staff are not present at the time of the incident. So, all special incidents that an individual in SLS or FHA experiences are reportable.
What is the role of regional center staff? Your role doesn't stop at receiving the SIR. You're responsible for making sure everyone is safe and getting any follow-up help that they need after the incident. It helps the whole planning team understand what happened and figure out what to do next. Maybe a change in routine, adding more services or supports, or stopping something dangerous from happening again. Looking at an individual's recent history of SIRs could reveal a pattern of incidents with someone you support that shows they need something more or different. Looking at the history of SIRs by vendor or home may reveal additional training or information that a provider's employees may need to prevent certain special incidents with the population they serve. Lastly, you may need to follow up to ensure the SIR is complete and accurate. Escalate reports when needed, for example, to DDS or licensing, and work with other staff in your regional center to monitor and respond to incidents involving individuals you serve. Clear, consistent, and timely follow-up helps protect individuals and helps identify trends to prevent future harm.
Why consistent reporting matters. It is important that special incident reporting is consistent across vendors and regional centers to get an accurate picture of the kinds of incidents that a person experiences. That can only happen if everyone reports the same events reliably and on time. To facilitate that consistency, Title 17 now includes definitions for most special incidents. That way, we can get a more reliable picture of an individual's areas of risk, regardless of where the individual is served. Beyond the experience of the individual, special incident data is also analyzed in the aggregate to identify risks impacting the large population of individuals served. Using special incident report data, we can identify risk patterns, improve services, and reinforce equity across all regional centers and throughout the state. Your reports and follow-up help protect individuals and improve the system statewide. Final takeaways.
So what are the takeaways? Know who's required to report and what must be reported, including your reporting responsibilities. Support vendors in understanding and performing their reporting obligations. Review and follow up on SIRs thoroughly and timely. Report suspected abuse or neglect as required by law.
Your attention to detail, communication with vendors, and thoughtful follow-up make a real difference. For more details and examples, be sure to check out the SIR reporting guidelines. It's your go-to resource for getting reporting right.
Thank you for the critical work you do every day to protect Californians with intellectual and developmental disabilities.